Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back or to my channel, Manjobug here. And today we are going to be doing a playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition, one of my favorite games of all time, consequently. I absolutely adore this game, but there are two trophies that have eluded me thus far, and they are both difficulty based. So it's going to be a nightmare run of Dragon Age Inquisition, and I am a little frightened. It's going to be quite difficult. So, this is one of my favorite games of all time, but let's make me hate it. Okay, let's start. Forgive me in advance. I am a little bit sniffly. I have been battling I don't know, allergies or a cold. Not really sure. So if you hear me sniffle, I'll try to not, but if it happens, just know that that's the reason why. Okay, without further ado, let's start Dragon Age Inquisition, the Nightmare Run. Oh, we get to start right into character creation. Okay. I always love how that just, like, explodes. I don't know why. It's just such a cool little moment to connect the title screen to straight into the game. I don't know. I just love this game so much. Okay, so we want to select our race and appearance. I always play as a femme. I always play as a female. Uh, Human, elf, dwarf, or Kunari. I don't think I've ever done dwarf. I don't think I have. Maybe I don't think so. Since I am going to play this as a mage, obviously I cannot be a dwarf. So there's Kunari. Let's see, the Kunari are a race of horned giants who follow a strict religious text known as the Qun. Those who have abandoned its principles are known as Talvashoth and often work as mercenaries. Kunari characters get a bonus plus 10% physical damage resistance. We don't even need to worry about the dwarves, I'm sorry. Elves are historically oppressed people, distinguished by their lithe frames and pointed ears. Though most survive in the poorest fringes of human cities, others live as nomads known as the Dalish. Elves receive a bonus of 25% to ranged defense. And then humans. Humans are the most numerous and powerful race in Thedas. They are also the most divided politically and seem to thirst for conflict. Human characters receive a bonus ability point at the start of the game. I mean, it's between elves and human for me. I've played as both. I have played as both. I've played as a Kunari, I've played as an elf, and I've played as a human. Possibly I've played as a dwarf. Don't really remember that though. Um, I'm torn. I don't really know who I'm possibly going to romance on this. Funnily enough, I have never romanced Iron Bull. Um, but he accepts everybody. He's very welcoming. So it comes down to, do I want the 25% ranged defense, which seems good, okay? Since I'm going to be a mage, that seems like that's going to be a little bit better than just getting a bonus ability point. So I think I'm going to be an elf. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the elf run. All right, so there are rogues which dual wield. I love a rogue. I've played as a rogue, and I think the first time I beat it, I think I was a rogue because I love dual wielding. It's fun if you're not playing on a hard difficulty. It's fun, but not for me on this one. And then an archer, not really into it. I don't know. I don't even think I've played as a rogue archer. Warrior two-handed. I believe I was a warrior weapon and shield once. Again, you have great companions that are warriors. So, I don't know. I kind of let them handle that. But as for this is the reason why I'm picking mage. I feel like I have started the difficulty that is right below nightmare. I think it's just called hard. I don't know. We'll see in a moment. Um, and it was just so much easier as a mage. It wasn't easy, of course, especially at the beginning of the game. Um, but mages channel magical power into spells capable of a wide range of effects, from debilitating opponents, protecting allies, or unleashing devastating elemental energy. Those who wield magic are widely feared for their abilities, and the rebellion against Chantry control has left the land in chaos. I just find also that the mage seems to have a lot more of an interesting spin on the story. So that's definitely okay. So obviously there's casual, there's normal, balanced but challenging. Yeah, it's just called hard, simply hard. And this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. For masochists and the truly mad, it doesn't get more challenging than this. Great. I'm sure things will be fine. Look at all those swords in the body. Well, here we go, guys. I hope I'm ready for this. Okay, so here's our character summary. Enslaved. Oh, my dog Bear is barking. Says hello. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Lavellan Danish clan, and apprenticed to its leader and guide, the Keeper. The clan wandered the northern free marshes, and you had little need to interact with humans. Until the Keeper sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. All right, here we go. And I don't have a default world state. Well, I'm going to have the default world state. I don't have my playthroughs of Dragon Age Origins. I played that on a completely different console. I played it on Xbox. I think I do have a copy on the PS3, but yeah, I just always just select default world state just because I don't really have anything to upload or import, as they call it. So here we go. Thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate you all watching this video. If you end up liking it, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help me. For now, let's enjoy the opening to Dragon Age Inquisition. But first, we do have to customize. I'm not going to go too crazy on this. I'll just take a quick look. I'm not going to make it too crazy. Like, we'll see. The face shape that I like. We'll just go real basic. Let me see. I think I like this one. I think I like this one right here. Okay. Skin tone. I kind of don't want to be too... we'll go with this one. That's a nice, healthy glow, I guess. Complexion. We'll be a worker elf. No, we're just gonna leave it as is and just make it clear. Eye color. This is always very difficult for me to see as to like really what colors are. I think that's a real pretty color, actually. That I like green because my eyes are green, so I usually pick green. But then there's been times where I've picked a color, thought it was green, and got a closer look at it. Because you can't, well, I guess you can zoom in. Can you zoom in? I guess you have to be out of this part to zoom in. Oh, I was zoomed in as much as I could be. I see. Um, where were they? Where was the color I liked? Is it that? No, that seems a little too intense. Was it this one? I think it was that one back there. I think it was this one. I think those are pretty. Okay. Hair. I do wish there was a little bit more as far as the femme styles are concerned. There's not really much choices, or many choices rather. I like this one. Um, let's see, what was this one? Okay, this one, I've done this one before. There's one with the pony. I've done that one before. And another pony. Let me see. I think of all the styles, I should probably go pixie. It just kind of fits. I don't know about that one. This is kind of like my default. This is the one I usually go to. I think I'll go with it. Let's see. Hair color. What would look good? What would look good? We got white. A dark red is kind of pretty. Like the black. It's kind of like a purplish black. Just from the way it, looks. I think that's pretty, actually. I think we'll go with that. The voice.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
I really don't think that fits my little elf. So we'll go back.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
And we'll go with that one. That works. Head and ears. Not going to really worry about that stuff. Eyes. Oh, there we go. We can look a little closer. Yeah, that's green, right? That's a pretty shape. I'm not going to worry about any of this. I kind of like everything as it is. Let's see. We want to make that eyeshadow really pop. Let me see. That's fine. Eyeliner intensity. Do you like me some eyeliner? I can't really wear it in real life, so let's really put it on my character here. I like a nude lippy. I like a nude lip. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, yeah. The lip shine is not really like I don't know. Like we don't need glossy lips in this world, I would think. So that looks fine. That looks fine. And no scars. The tattoo. I kind of let's see what they have. Oh, that's like that was what it was at. I kind of like that. think I've done this one before because, you know, this is a Dalish elf. Ooh, I kind of like that one. That one's pretty intense. I think I kind of like the one that was at the beginning the most. Where be it at? This one. I think I'll leave it like that. Ooh, tattoo color. Let me take a look. I don't know. I kind of like it where it is. They did really good. I'll just keep that. I think that works for me. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so we're gonna name my character. We're gonna rename it. And we're gonna go with Manjo. Because that's my name. So there's Manjo. I'll leave off the bug. We'll just be Manjo today. Alright, now the start of the game can commence. Reach toward the light. I always wondered about the little Tetris piece in the corner. What right on the, you know, when it's about to load or currently loading, there'd be like this little, there's like this little Tetris piece that shows up. I don't know what that is. But I've seen it so many times. I've played this game so much. I'm super excited to try to get the plaid on it. Yeah, our girl is... she's shackled.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Also, I do have the subtitles on for dialogue, but not for ambient dialogue. I have it set to large so that it is easier for you all to see and to read. Okay, so this is what we lovingly refer to as the dialogue wheel. Use L and X to select a response on the dialogue wheel. And I'm going to be a stoic elf. I'm going to remain silent.
Explain this.
I have nothing to say.
I can't.
No, we're supposed to stay
What
silent.
do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
Okay, so some dialogues give you the opportunity to respond emotionally to situations. When these opportunities appear, special icons will highlight the emotion tied to the response. Okay, so see, there's sadness, there's kind of like off-putting type of response. There's confusion or knowledge, and then there's just aggression. Um, I think I'm going to just be like, I am confused. At this point in time, I am confused. Because it doesn't really make sense for her to be too shaken up about what happened. I mean, she was a spy, is a spy for the Dalish, so I'm gonna just be like, I'm confused.
I don't understand.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
For those of you who have played Dragon Age Origins would recognize that one,
It
Leliana.
will be easier to show you.
I really, really love the eyes I chose. Like, they're really pretty. You're about to get a really good look at my character. Right in 3, 2, 1. There we go.
We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
an explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
We always investigate.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
Okay, so if I can help, I will. Will helping save me? Do I have a choice? I think to get on Cassandra's good side, if you say you can help, I think she likes that.
Then
Yep.
I'll do what I can. Whatever.
The approval system is always the most interesting, one of the most interesting parts of Dragon Age. Also, one of the most infuriating. Because there are some party members that you just cannot seem to please.
they have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Okay, so we use L1 to move and R stick to control the camera, not L1, L stick. Okay, so here we are. Can't really do much at the moment.
O Creator, see me kneel, for I walk
We just have to make our way.
Open the gate. We are heading into the valley.
That symbol on the compass indicates your quest destination. Access the quest map from the hero menu by pressing options. Alright, so here's our quest map. As you can see, this is where we need to go. We are currently in the Frostback Mountains, and it's very, very linear, of course. We just want to follow the path. I love how I'm ahead of Cassandra. I'll take the lead, Cassandra. That's fine. Oof. Gotta say, that is a pretty big thing in the sky.
Houses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including...
Oh! I was literally just trying to listen to Cassandra. I might want to turn the ambient subtitles
Stay
on.
behind me!
Just because those little dialogue, that little dialogue didn't pop up, so. Yeah, we got a staff now. Let's go. Alright, so press R2 to attack. Hold R2 to continuously attack. Sorry, Cassandra. I will 100% just stay back here. This is what we do. Alright, there we go.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
I don't know if saying this would be the best thing. I don't need a staff. I don't know. We'll do it though.
Do you really think
Yeah, she
it's
disapproves.
dangerous?
Is that supposed to reassure me?
I haven't used my magic on you yet.
She disapproves, of course.
You're right. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
I did. Okay, press L1 and select
Take these
that to consume a potion and heal the controlled character. Which I don't really need to do right now. But that's what I have.
You told us.
There we go.
Forward camp or fighting. We are on our own.
Just because it wanted me to. Let's see if there's anything to get. I don't really remember if there is. At this juncture, I think we just gotta follow Cassandra. Don't see anything. Okay. Got it. Okay, so a helmet. Press options and select inventory in the hero menu to examine your loot and equip items. Okay. So we want to go to inventory. And we want to go to armor, and we will put on the scribe cowl, which grants a little bit of defense. Let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to do? Oh yes, options. Audio. Enable subtitles. There we go. Yes, confirm that. Alright, moving on. Abilities. Abilities consume mana and stamina for powerful combat effects. Most abilities require time to pass before reuse.
There! Watch out!
Lightning damage and shock
If
multiple
we flank
foes,
them, we may gain the
increasing the
advantage.
magic damage they take. That's the good thing about that. Is you can... I'm all ranged, so I'm just gonna stay up here. I will say that the lightning is one of my favorites. Okay. The lightning is definitely probably going to be a big thing for me as far as like what I upgrade and stuff, just because the lightning does come in handy. Elf fruit, gathering resources, gathering herbs and metals out in the wild and use them to craft upgrades to get your gear and potions. Explore and find as many varieties as you can. Gotta get that elf fruit. It's always a good thing to upgrade those healing potions. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna really need it. Okay, that's going up that way. We would have came that way. I went around there. I checked around there. Okay, we're ready to continue on. I see baddies. Go for it,
Up on the
Cassandra.
hill. It attacks from a distance.
I'm aware. As do I. Okay. I think I have friendly fire turned off. Because, yeah, I do not. I better check that, actually. I do not want friendly fire at all. Yeah, it's off. Okay. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Whether or not it's possible. Is it? Okay. It's off. I was just like, wait a second. Oh, yeah. There we go. Pause while targeting AoEs. Definitely want to do that. I don't care about the gore. Okay. All right, then. I just wanted to make sure that I had that because I did not want to have friendly fire as a mage. That is very hard to deal with. Get more elf fruit. Is that something? No. Okay. Wait, did I check this? Excuse me, Cassandra. Just traipsing all over that poor sod. And going, oh, anything from this person? No.
Ah! They're falling from the breach.
Oh, there they are. Way over there. Hold on. Let's ignite and panic a foe. We'll try. Oh, they don't stay like that very long, do they? Oh, you are a fast one.
Make it take you.
That's it. Thank you, Cassandra. Take take the heat off of me for a little bit. The lightning is a lot more effective against multiple enemies because you can really chain it. And it just like chains from enemy to enemy, so it's very helpful. Oh, low health. Can't exactly heal at the moment. About to die already. I love it here. Cassandra. Oh! Leave me alone. Cassandra. Thank you. Help me. Cassandra, get its attention. Thank you. Like, please, help me. Alright, there we go. Whew. You already be using them potions. Let's see, is there anything over here? Let me take a look at the quest map real quick. Doesn't really tell me anything. Know if there's anything to, because I want to, oh, there's something to get. I want to loot as much as I can. It's very important. I would think, especially in early game, to get as much as you can. Okay.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
We'll see soon, that's for sure. Not looking forward to it. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck. I am 100% stuck. Shouldn't have went in there, I guess. Alright, more baddies. It's a rift. That's right, Cassandra, get on in there. Don't let them come after me. That might come in handy, the panicking. It doesn't last very long, though, which is unfortunate. Well, we did it, though. I know who that is.
Before more come through.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
I did that?
I closed that thing. How?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass-deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Are you with the Chantry, or...?
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
I think I will compliment on him on his crossbow.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Ah, isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
Like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
And what will you do once this is over?
One hopes those in power remember who helped, and who did not. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well... Bianca's excited.
All right, so we have unlocked a few things in the codex.
We must move quickly.
Yes, we must move quickly. Well, I take a moment to see if there's anything to look at, to see, to get. Which way did I come? I think I came from this way. I came from that other way. Ooh, see? There's things to loot. Oh, hey, everybody. Let me see. There's the codex. We're going to do a bit of a lore thing on this. We've got a couple of new characters to read about. And we'll just have this a whole lore playthrough because I'm planning on this being, of course, you know, this is like my pinnacle of everything. So beating this on nightmare difficulty. Not saying I would never play this game again because I absolutely adore it, but yes, this is all about it. So we'll do like a little bit of lore so that you guys can get the full thing about it. So, Cassandra Pentagast. Lord Seeker Lucius, I am fully aware of the intent behind your predecessor's declaration. Lord Seeker Lambert pried the Templars away from Chantry control and led them into an assault upon all mages for reasons you both find justified. I, however, am uncertain when the Seekers of Truth went from guarding against injustice to perpetrating it. If you truly believe that is not the case, I suggest you look out the window at the chaos this war has caused and ask yourself if Thedas will recover even if you are victorious. I remain at Divine Justinia's right hand, and will stay there even if you brand me traitor. I am sorry, but there is too much at stake to swerve from the path we willingly followed at the Chantry's foundation. From a letter by Secret Cassandra Pentagast to Lord Seeker Lucius Corin, Dragon 939. So that's just a little bit of a behind Cassandra. She is what is known as a Seeker, and we'll find out more, of course, later. But she was more for the divine, and she consequently has nobody to follow at this point in time, because this is Divine Justinia V. Formerly the revered mother Dorothea of Orlais, Divine Justinia V rose to power after the death of Divine Beatrix III in the year 934 of the Dragon Age. They said it. They said the thing. Little is known of Dorothea's background before she joined the Chantry as an initiate, but she proved to be a liberal and daring thinker, willing to take a former bard and lay sister Leliana as a close advisor. A headstrong devotion to her own agenda and rumored support of the Mage Rebellion earned her no small dislike from the powerful priests long used to controlling access to the divine. In the year 940 of the Dragon Age, Divine Justinia called a summit intending to negotiate a truce between the Mage Rebellion and the Templars splintered from the Chantry. The Divine Conclave was held at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, the most holy place in Thedas. Before a resolution could be reached, a cataclysmic explosion destroyed the Conclave, consumed the temple, rent the sky, and shattered the world's hopes for peace. Divine Justinia V perished in the Temple of Sacred Ashes. The Chantry flounders, leaderless, in the wake of her death, and its fate grows increasingly uncertain. If order is not restored to Thedas, Justinia V might be remembered as the Chantry's final divine. And then we've got Llewellyn of the Dalish. The Dalish are elves who refuse to live in human cities where their people are exploited, having few rights. They choose to eke out an independent existence in the forests, attempting to keep the last remnants of their ancient culture alive. Manjo is from Clan Llewellyn, a group of Dalish who migrate around the perpetually feuding Free Marches. Manjo's people travel along the borders of each city-state's territory, where Free March rulers will be less inclined to attack them for fear of accidentally provoking neighboring cities. Manjo manifested a talent for magic as a child. The clan's leader, Keeper Deshana Estimathuriel Llewellyn, taught her how to control and hone her new powers. Manjo grew up into a capable mage. Oh, well, thank you. Far away from the eyes of Templars and mage circles. When tension between the two factions erupted into warfare, spilling into the countryside, Clan Llewellyn was forced to pick up and move. Manjo's keeper sent her to spy on the conclave at Haven, as the outcome might determine the fate of her own clan. After the explosion that killed the Divine, Manjo was the only survivor at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. Rumors that the mysterious mark on her hand is a sign of the Maker's favor were spread by those who claim they saw the Divine Prophet, Andraste herself, lead Llewellyn out of the Fade. Then we've got Solus here. Cassandra. I understand our first order of business must be to investigate this bizarre breach in the sky and protect people from the demons descending. While my search continues, I wish to draw attention to a new arrival at our camp, an elven apostate calling himself Solus. Solus entered the camp voluntarily, surrendering his staff to Chantry forces without protest. He is not Dalish and says that he has never been part of the Circle, claiming instead to have studied magic peacefully on his own, particularly magic tied to the Fade. While I suspect you will be reluctant to accept the help of an apostate, Solus did come to us freely. Witnesses saw him in a nearby village at the time of the blast, so he was likely not responsible for what happened at the Conclave. However, he has described the effects of the breach in enough detail to convince me that he knows more about the Fade than anyone else present. Solus has requested permission to study the lone survivor and one of the smaller rifts in hopes of finding a way to seal the breach. He has correctly guessed that it is growing and believes it will destroy the entire world unless we find a way to stop it. Unless you object, I will allow him his studies, under proper observation, of course. Leliana. And then finally we have Varric. Varric Tethras. There's power in stories. That's all history is. The best tales, the ones that last, might as well be mine. Varric Tethras of the Dwarven Merchants Guild of Kirkwall is famous, or infamous, for two things, his books and his association with the Champion of Kirkwall. After the Templars and Circles broke away from the Chantry, Divine Justinia V sent her agents to Kirkwall, where the roots of the war began, in search of answers. The champion had long since disappeared, but Varric had written a book on his friend's involvement in the destruction of the Kirkwall Chantry, and the left and right hands of the Divine located him with surprising ease. They captured and interrogated him, then brought him to the Conclave to give his testimony to the Divine in person, but fate decreed that he would never meet her. Okay, so Varric is from Dragon Age 2. I love this game. I've never played Dragon Age 2. I have never played it. I believe I've beat Dragon Age Origins, but it was a long, long time ago. Okay, I guess that's everything. But yes, I would love, love, love if they would bring these over to the PS4, PS5 so that I could play through them. I would absolutely adore that. We've got some crafting materials of elf root. Elf root was first used by the elves of Arlathon, hence the name. The root gave their medicines particular efficacy, so when the Imperium conquered the elves, the magisters adopted its use and its popularity spread to all corners of the empire. Elf root is a hardy plant with large green leaves that grows wild in many places. It's so common that it tends to show up in most gardens and fields, almost like a weed. Unlike a weed, however, most people appreciate having access to the most wonderful little plant. The roots can be used with very little preparation. Rubbing some of the juice on a wound, for example, will speed up healing and numb pain. And chewing on a slice of root treats minor ailments like indigestion, flatulence, and hoarse throats. A plant of many uses. There are several varieties, but the most useful for herbalists are the bitter, gossamer, and royal elf roots. An excerpt from the Botanical Compendium by Inez Arancia, probably, botanist. So that's all we found so far. Got the creatures. Okay, we've got a shade. It has often been suggested that the only way for a demon to affect the world of the living is by possessing a living, or once living, body, but this is not always true. Indeed, a shade is one such creature, a demon in its true form that has adapted to affect the world around it. My hypothesis is this. We already know that many demons become confused when they pass through the veil into our world. They are unable to tell the living from the dead, the very static nature of our universe being confusing to a creature that is accustomed to a physicality defined entirely by emotion and memory. Most demons seek to seize immediately upon anything they perceive as life, jealously attempting to possess it. But what of those that do not? What of those that encounter no life, or fail to possess a body? What of those that are more cautious by their nature? Those demons watch, they lurk, they envy. In time, such a demon will learn to drain energy from the psyche of those it encounters, just as it did in the Fade. Once it has drained enough, it has the power to manifest and will forever be known as a shade. Such a creature spurns possession. It instead floats as a shadow across its piece of land, preying upon the psyche of any who cross its path. Perhaps it believes itself still in the Fade. There is evidence to believe this is so. And then we got a wraith. Like wisps, wraiths are sometimes thought to be the remains of spirits or demons that have been destroyed. They cannot shape the Fade around themselves, nor are they capable of mimicking forms they see in the minds of dreamers, as many weaker spirits do. Instead, they are the scavengers of the Fade, dwelling in the shadows of stronger beings, feeding on the scraps of thought and emotion. From Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons by Enchanter Murdrummel. Alright, so there's a few more things that I will read from the codex in the next part. But for now, I am going to end this video. I hope that you enjoy all of this that's happening, because I am going to try to do the lore. I'm going to try to read and just kind of get the full grasp of this whole story and everything. So I do hope you enjoyed. Let me save really quick. We're going to make a new save. And yes, we will continue this in the next part. I thank you all so much for joining me. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps the channel so much, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the next part, where our lovely elf is going to take on the nightmarish hellscape of the Ford camp, which I've already had to use several health potions, so it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be great. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.